All right, in this video, we're going to go through collections and making collections and collection sets. Collections are basically Adobe's series of albums for photographs. It's the easiest way to put it. Collections are located right underneath folders over in library view. So here in this catalog, I've got a series of some collections and some collection sets. A collection holds a series of photographs, and they're just links to the image. So these images here might all be in different folders on my system in different locations, but yet with a collection, I can bring them all into one place and be able to look at them really easily. A collection set holds sets of collections, okay? So it's basically like a big box and then maybe a folder with and a smaller box within, okay? And they're designated with two different icons. A collection is just the icon that is these two like multiple photographs stacked together, and the collection set is the box right here. There are smart collections also, which we'll talk about in a moment here. But for right now, we're just going to talk about collection sets and collections. All right, so to make a new collection, all one has to do is go up to the plus bar here, create a collection. A menu shows up, and you can name your collection. So we'll call this sample collection. Oops. And I could choose to put it inside a collection set if I wanted to. I'm not going to though right now. We can include the selected photos or not at all. So I will choose to take that off for right now. I am going to set this though as the target collection, which will do another interesting thing for us. So I'm going to press create. My sample collection shows up right here. And because we chose to set it as the target collection, this plus button shows up also. All right, so now I can go through and pick an image. I'm going to zoom back out. I can pick an image, and just by pressing the B key, it's going to add it to that sample collection because that's set as the target. I could also go ahead and go through here and select a series of images and then drag them in to that sample collection right there. And now I have these images. They're in two places. They're here in this collection right here, and then they're also in this Backpacker magazine collection. So collections are really handy because you can create multiple things. Now, if you start having a lot of collections, this whole system here can get pretty unwieldy. So for instance, I've got a couple of collection sets. This is from doing a couple of talks about this trail. And so I wanted ways of breaking up my collections in there so that I had the material easily accessible to me. And some of these got used then as slideshows also. And I saved the slideshow, which then shows up here in the collection, and I can go back to that at any point that I want to. And I can pull that up and look at it. Now that slideshow is the same as that collection there. If I press that button, that takes me over here into the slideshow mode. We'll just jump back out to library here. Very large paw print right there from a bear. So you can see there's my shoe and there's that print. So big bear country going on here. All right, so smart collections, let's just talk about those really quickly. Smart collections are super cool. They allow us to look at certain modifiers and be able to pull things together. So let's just make a new smart collection just for fun here. And all right, so with the smart collection, I can create rules. Smart collection, I'm going to call this sample. And I'm just going to not put it inside anything so it'll end up on the top. So rating, let's say I want to have my color label. And let's say I want it to be green. And let's say that the camera info, the lens, I want is actually other metadata. Let's do this one. Maybe I want images that have had adjustments, and create, and now it's going to go through all of those images in my catalog. So it just went through 7,000 images and it came up with 45 that fit that criteria. We could then go back through here, and if we wanted to change this up, we could. Maybe a focal length is 14 millimeters. Let's see if anything comes up with that. All right, let's do like 30 millimeters. And you could say is greater than, 50. And then now 22 images show up. So we're able to create a smart collection really easily to pull data that's in our photos and be able to do different things with them. You're going to be creating some collections there for your line, pattern, texture assignment to modify that. So let's just look at what those would look like really quickly here. So we're going to make a new, let's make a collection set. And let's call it line, pattern, texture, and time. So that's showing up right here. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to make a new, let's make a new collection set in there just called time. And within time, we might have a collection called blur. Another one, freeze, and pan. You could have another collection set called lines. And then within lines, you could have horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical, diagonal. And then you might also have pattern and texture in here also. And we'll put this now with each one of these. Now you notice here I goofed up and my blur, freeze, and pan did not end up in time. So I can actually just take these then and drag them up into there. So make sure you know the difference between a collection set versus a collection. And then our last one we would need is texture. Oh, we made a texture. I just put it in the wrong spot there. So let's move it up one right there. And then you'll be able to put your photos into each of those sets, and then you can export each of those out as separate folders. Because when you click on the image on the collection there, we'll just drop some photos in here really quick. Let's just go. You can take that, make sure all 5 of those are selected, and then when you export your files, choose your specific folder, click on subfolder, and then you can just name this pattern as it's the same as this collection here, and that would go into a subfolder then called pattern. All right, let me know if you got questions with that, and we'll go from there. So again, you've got collections, collection sets, and then smart collections.